everybody, and welcome to 500 Open Tabs. I'm Kaveh Taharian.
And I'm Hannah Hillam. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, Hannah. I really appreciate it on having me as a guest on your show.
On the podcast. Yeah, I was really hoping you'd come. I know you're...
Took time out of my busy schedule.
Really busy.
Yeah. All of us here in LA, we're all working so hard. So
around the clock.
Productions left and right.
Yeah. Integrity, the artistic integrity in that town is just paramount. Get it?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, thank you to everyone who supported the Bog sweatshirt campaign. Holy shit, we sold a lot of them. I didn't think we would. Not to say that I didn't think it was worth selling a lot of. I just was surprised at how many people turned out. So I'm pretty excited about it.
You guys are awesome. And I'm excited for our army of Bog sweatshirt people.
Yeah. We should do a flash bog where we all show up wearing the sweatshirts.
In a bog. And we'll see who drowns.
In a bog. And just wear the bog. I don't know. We need to come up with a bog dance. It's like,
I think it's just trying to not fall through the little holes. Bog. That's the bog dance.
Much like life. Just trying to not fall through the bog holes.
From one massive peat to another, you just gotta hop.
The art of bog hopping.
Yeah.
And motorcycle maintenance and Zen. I don't know. Whatever. That's your new self-help
book was called that. Whatever. How to Not Die in a Bog. That's my self-help book. And it's literally just don't go to bogs.
Sign me up. I'm gonna wait for the paperback edition that comes out next year.
Wow.
Hardcover's so expensive and it's so annoying to have to take on a plane to read.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, you ready for my stupid tab? I hope you're ready because this is dumb. So my tab today is on something called the 47 Society. I will cite it at the end, but the article was called The Mystery of 47. So today on this
is episode 47.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. So, I'm sorry. You were going to give the I'm sorry. I just got really excited.
No, that's what I wanted you to realize. This is episode 47. And I would be doing myself and my 16-year-old self a huge disservice if I did not do this episode about the 47 Society, okay?
Is this like some sort of like Rule 31 or whatever on the internet? 34? No,
I don't even know how to describe
37?
this.
Which number is it?
Rule 34, where 34? If it exists, there's porn of it?
Yeah, porn of it, yes.
Turkey Nixon, I don't think there's any of that, so... Jot that down. Alyssa
and I, we will upload the raw file of the animation of like the different layers of it.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, gobble gobble.
Give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the number 47 and to discuss if it really is, as many claim, the quintessential random number, and how the 47 Society is an example of a meme that predates the internet that can actually be traced back to its origin. So the 47 Society states, quote, when a number appears randomly, more often than not, that number is 47. In other words, if you ask people to pick a number at random, more often than not, it would be 47. So they just reiterate twice, I realized. And so to begin...
Do they do an additional 45 times?
Oh, they really missed the mark on that one. I want to get into my experience with the number 47, all right? And how it has literally shaped my life. So my relationship with 47 began 20 years ago in 2004. My junior year of high school, when my friend Ethan first showed me the website for the 47 Society. So Ethan, I've compared you to Ethan before. I know.
Sounds like a handsome man.
Oh, yeah.
Charisma, handsome.
Yeah. Weird.
Love him.
No, you would love Ethan. He's insane. And I know I say that about all my friends, but
I also say that about all my friends. I'm always like, you like this person. They're totally out of their mind.
And they are. And I do love all the people you've shown me. You need to meet. Ethan is one of those people where you're just like, well, what? I can't figure you out. Turns out that's just who he is. Hi, Ethan. He listens.
What up?
Ethan and I were always creating or writing or watching dumb stuff. And most of it, and most importantly, both of us always had this undying commitment to the bit, whatever that bit might be.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So we have Ethan to thank for the roots of you being able to be such a great podcaster.
I actually,
He's who trained you.
I think we trained each other.
Sure. I should say that. Like, he was your partner. You're right. Yes.
There was a moment where we wrote a play called Bill Shat Goes to Camp. And it's all about William Shatner being a Boy Scout leader to a bunch of Boy Scouts. And it was our teacher said this is the perfect example of someone actually understanding surrealism and absurdism in drama.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh, cool. I reread it recently. Yeah, we nailed it. I've never been that creative since. How long is it? It's like 15, 16 pages.
How many characters? Should we do like a live reading as like a Patreon exclusive?
I would need Ethan here to do that. And
Ethan could be part of it. We can have him on.
Dude, I would love to. Ethan and I go
How many characters?
Back.
Do you have like 3, 4, 5, 10?
No, there's like 20.
Oh, okay. Okay, we just do different voices.
Scouts. Anyway, and then there's Bill Shat. We never call him William Shatner. It's always Bill Shat because that made us laugh.
Bill Shat is at Boy Scout camp.
Yeah.
I'm not really good at Bill Shatner, unfortunately.
We even casted it. We had auditions. Anyway,
this is cool.
I'm telling you, Ethan and I, our conviction to the bit was undying to the point where, like, I don't know how to back down. As you know, I don't know how to back down.
Yeah, I was going to say, this all sounds very familiar.
And he met me there. And I remember there was this night we were writing Bill Shat Goes to Camp, and we were both, like, crying, laughing, like, on my living room floor. And I was like, I'm going to die here, right here on this floor. Like, I've never laughed this hard in my life. And I realized, like, oh, that's what having a creative partner feels like when something can be so in sync. Anyway,
I hope you can find that again someday, Hannah.
I was just about to say not to get sappy, but I did find it again, okay? Thanks, buddy. So yeah, Ethan and I were just obsessed with... Oh, we wrote a cookbook? I forgot about the cookbook, but we spelled it cookbook on accident, and so then we just went with it, and we wrote like sequels to the cookbook. And we started everything we did with the Hannah Hillman and Ethan Williams experience featuring blank, the cookbook or Bill Shat Goes to Camp. So
I like it.
Bonkers inside jokes. Our friendship was built on these like pillars of surrealism. I don't know. So Ethan's weird like me, and so are our friends Erica and Courtney. And the four of us, we're kind of all like this, committed to the bit. And I really do think our friendship was solidified through the discovery of the 47 Society. So Ethan shows me this website, and he's like, by the way, this is all true. The first thing I saw after I looked at this website was my Swingliner 747 stapler. I looked around and saw that, and I thought, this got to be true. 47's true. And it was like kind of jokey, kind of silly, and I was like, whatever, I don't see 47 anywhere. Well, the society describes themselves thusly, quote, the 47 Society is an international interest group that follows the occurrence and recurrence of the quintessential random number, 47. Many suspect that the coincidental nature of 47 carries some mystical, metaphysical, and scientific significance. And I was like, this is a silly little site. We began seeing this number everywhere. Kaveh, everywhere. Okay. It was in all of our IDs had it. All of our ID numbers, all of our licenses had it. Courtney's house number had it. Phone numbers we had have it. Family members were 47 years old when we found this out. And at first we were like, ah, ha, ha, ha. And then it kind of became this long running inside joke where whenever we saw the number 47, we would tell each other about it. To this day, I put it in my book. I didn't even notice. It's become such part of my person that I don't notice anymore. And constantly I'm like, oh, there's 47. Oh, there's 47. Oh, there's 47. And screen names, passwords, graffiti on desks. And after a while...
where would I find 47? I don't even know where to look right now.
You'll see it. I'll tell you where you're going to find it. Okay, ready? So once we were on the bus on the way to a marching band show, because that's what we were doing.
Because you guys were also the coolest, most popular kids in school.
Yeah, because we alienated ourselves by making a secret society based on a website made by a stranger. Yeah. Once we were on this bus and we were driving, and Ethan suddenly sits up and he yells, 47! And he would point to this billboard, and sure enough, it's a billboard, and there's nothing on it except the number 47. And Weird. That's when it was solidified. Well, then we realized later it was like celebrating Utah's 150 year
47th
anniversary.
Birthday.
They called it Days of 47 because that's when the pioneers colonized Utah. So,
oh, interesting.
Anyway, it freaked us out to the point where we're like, this is our new thing. Over the next 2 years, more and more of our friends started pointing it out. It was like a compulsion. You see the number, tell Hannah and Ethan, or Erica and Courtney, to the point where people we didn't know were like, hey, have you heard of this? And we were like, yes, we started this stupid thing. And it has become the number I've chosen between 1 and 100 every time. If a celebrity dies at age 47, my eye perk up. I'm like, oh, interesting. I noticed it on pages of books. And it wasn't until now that I went back and I realized how long-lasting and bizarre this is. How this bit has never ended. So...
if there are any magicians listening, this is how you're going to get Hannah to believe in whatever it is that you're doing.
It's funny because Ethan is a magician. I would say he's a hobby magician. And I say that carefully because most magicians scare me. But if you meet Ethan, you're like, yeah, of course you're learning card tricks.
The Magician's Alliance.
Yeah.
We demand to be taken seriously.
So, of course, it went against my very nature. Stop looking for 47.
I can't relax until I find a 47 in my room.
They will show themselves to you.
No, I demand that they reveal themselves to me.
Watch Monsters, Inc. There's one in there. Yeah, we'll see. I'll tell you. I'll tell you how you can find it in just a minute, okay? So I was like, what
percentage is my phone at right now? If it's 47, I'm going to freak out. No, it's at 100%. That's absolutely
look
not
at
47 because I've been charging it this whole time.
Let's see.
This is you put the worst person to be on the other end of this podcast. To tell me, all I'm thinking is 47 now and trying to.
18 minutes and 47 seconds just now.
Oh shit! That'll never happen again.
Wait for a minute and then you can call it out and we can put that in as it.
Okay, anyway, continue. Sorry,
you gotta let go of 47, but not all the way.
It's literally your tab. That's all you keep telling me to think about is the number 47.
You need to hear more. Okay. All right.
Okay.
What have I done? Oh, what have I done? Okay, so...
This is your mistake, by the way.
I know. I just need you to know that this has been in my brain. I think about 47 more than once a week. It has been in my head for 20 years. It is my favorite number. Usually I love to know the origins of things, but not once in 20 years have I been like, where did this come from? Until now.
Until today.
I went to the website, and this website... First of all, go to 47.net/47 Society.
47.net/47 Society.
Yep, and then you'll find it. This website.
Look at this GeoCities ass website.
It has not changed.
With your frames.
Since I last saw it in 2004.
Oh my god, I want to see the actual source. Yeah, straight old HTML.
It's tables and you know.
Yep. This is how we used to code back in my day.
Oh, it's true. That's how.
Href.
Yeah, href. Href. I found out that's what it's supposed to be. Href, not href. But I always said href.
I always called it href. P.
Yeah. So.
Carrot.
Carrot. Yeah. The closing of the BR.
Main.html.
BR. The breaks. The BR/
frame set columns. Frame set spacing.
Yeah, hell yeah. I didn't know you did old school code. So did I.
Oh yeah, big time. When I
used to do it as a job.
Freshman, sophomore year. I had the best. I had a website on GeoCities when I was like 14.
What was yours?
Let me try and think. GeoCities.com/pipeline/halfpipe.
Yeah.
/5404 maybe.
Wait. It was a skater website?
I was a skateboarder back then. It was not about skateboarding, but it was like...
I'm obsessed with this. Mine was a Lord of the Rings fan fiction, not fan fiction, of a Lord of the Rings fan site with updated news.
Mine was just, it was a bunch of different things. It was like Simpsons GIFs, I think, is what I had.
Oh, yeah,
and then
you did.
Clips of Tool songs. And then I had a list of what I called stuff that sucks.
You had a hate list on there?
No, but the joke was it was stuff that sucks, and then it was just this block of like things. But the gag was supposed to be that it was sort of like I'm trying to think of where I pulled this from. It wasn't so much that I hated that many things. I just thought it would be funny to have like a wall of things that I disliked, so that like somebody would sit there and read, and it was just like every little inconvenient thing that didn't matter. But I just thought it was funny as like a piece of art. And then of course, the most important part of that era of the internet was the guest book.
Of course. And the guest counter. I had to have that accurate.
Oh, yeah, big time. Yeah. How many people? 30 people have been to my website over the past 6 years. Amazing.
And it would get so excited. I'm like, who are those? They're all me.
We're still doing that on the YouTube, by the way.
Have we been, our brains were mush and they were developed in this crucible, the crucible of the internet, where we just need numbers. Sorry. So this website is just beautiful, 1995 in its
Gorgeous.
essence. Yeah, it seems like the last time it was updated was 2011, but someone is still paying for this domain, and it gives options to search their archives, their image gallery, and even join their 47 themed chat room. And if you have any issues with the website, you of course can email the webmaster.
Yep.
I went through these archives back in high school. We went through these archives because we were just like, but at that point they were just barely archives. There was everyone's 47 sightings, and you could actually like submit 47 sightings to this website, and they would catalog them. And it became this huge, like, I don't want to say dumping ground, but like collaborative.
Everything's about dumping with you.
I know. I love dumps. I got derailed.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be okay.
We thought about frames and tables and like three different
Line breaks.
HTML files, and it just is like, bye. Whatever was going to happen now for the rest of the day is gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, bye, guys.
Yeah.
It's been a fun episode.
It has.
It has. So if you want to go explore the 47 page, it's fascinating, and some of it's archived. You have to go to like Wayback Machine in some parts, but for the most part, it's all still there. And I needed the history, and of course, I found it on their FAQ page. And it turns out that the 47 Society is way older than 2004, way older than 1995. It started as part of a surrealist inside joke in 1964. When two students named Laurie Metz and Bruce Elgin conducted a tongue-in-cheek research project for their summer program at Pomona College in California. And they wanted to figure out if this number of 47 occurred more often in nature than would be expected by chance. And one of them, Bruce Elgin, recalls, well, at one time, Laurie said that somebody he knew said 47 came up in several experiments. Then within the next week, we saw the popular Rolaids commercial on TV claiming that Rolaids could absorb up to 47% of its weight in excess acid. It was like a loud voice in my head, and I suddenly realized we have the secret to the universe. Let's go prove it. So they started hypothesizing that the number 47 would appear in 2% of all California license plates. So they took to the streets and counted the number of times they saw those two digits in a plate number and determined the rate of occurrence. They found that their hypothesis was true. At least that's how Laurie Metz remembers it. Bruce Elgin remembers it as completely failing. So we don't know. This is when other students were like, wait, yeah, the number 47 kind of is everywhere. And it started as this little like meme. Quote, we started counting everything. We had people all over campus counting everything. The college is off exit 47 on the I-10. One of the dorms on campus has a name with 47 letters, which was built in 1947 and contains a staircase with 47 steps.
Whoa.
Their school motto had 47 letters, and the first graduating class of Pomona College had 47 students. One of their professors, Professor Donald Bentley, a statistics professor.
That's the richest sounding name ever. Don Bentley.
I'm Don Bentley, and I sell oil.
Don Bentley. I'm Bob Jaguar.
Oh, I see. Bentley. I'm Hannah Honda. Yeah.
I'm Ricky Rolls Royce.
I'm Tiffany Toyota Corolla 2004. Toyota Corolla. First car we bought, my husband
Hannah
and I
Honda. I love that. Hannah Honda.
I'm Hannah Honda, and I'll sell you an okay car.
Yeah. Hondas are great.
They're
How
all
dare
good.
You.
They hold up. So do Corollas, dude.
To
we
be
drove
clear,
a Corolla.
you're actually Hannah Honda Holidays.
What?
I'm Terry Toyotathon.
Hey, I actually don't celebrate Toyotathon, and I'd like you to please respect my Honda days.
Kavataharian Toyotathon.
Welcome to Terry and Toyotathon. Taharathon.
Taharathon, exactly. Sorry, continue.
Johnny,
what was it? Johnny Jaguar?
Johnny Jaguar. This is such dumb. This is so dumb. Donald Bentley.
That literally sounds like a made-up name. It doesn't sound real.
He's real, and he got in on the joke, and he was like, ooh, I'm going to make a false mathematical proof that says that 47 was equal to all other integers, which was full on false. But he did it as like part of this little like fake study.
He's all, hey, I'm one of the cool kids too. Check me out.
But the proof went viral on campus. And everyone's like, did you know? And it was kind of like this inside joke of like, did you know that 47, every integer will go into it or whatever? And
this is how misinformation spreads because people want to be part of a club.
Yes. People want to be part of a club. And then they go to any length to stay part of that club.
Yeah.
Including lie to themselves. This isn't about that, but whatever. You can find this number to this day all over campus. It's become their campus number. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy of sorts. And the science and math majors got in on it, and they were like, it takes 47 divisions of one cell to produce the number of cells in the human body. The Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn are located 47 degrees apart. Silver's atomic number is 47, and I guess silver was important for some reason. I don't know why. And over the years, it spread beyond campus as the alumni left and entered the workforce. So did 47, especially in movies. So around this time, in the 70s, instances of the number 47 started cropping up in movies, in movie scripts. For example, Joe Menosky, who graduated from Pomona College in 1979, he went on to become a writer and co-producer of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
TNG!
He managed to include the number 47 in every episode he wrote.
What?
Yes. There are websites devoted to this. They are still being updated with new 47 findings from the Next Generation. God. He started this whole trend. They asked him to stop after they found out. They're like, bro, stop. But it started something.
In the future, the number 47.
Never seen the show.
Captain's Log. You ever seen it? I keep telling you got to watch TNG.
I know. Because it's like a fun, sexy Star Wars.
It's not Star Wars at all. Listen, it's the great. I came to it late in life for all you Trek heads out there. I didn't really get into it.
They're called Trekkies.
They're called Trekkies, but I can listen. Star Trek people understand. You can call them Trek heads, whatever. It's not about the term. It's about the future that we all want, which is people getting along with each other and exploring space because it's beautiful.
I saw the movies.
Which ones? The old ones or the new ones?
No, the new ones.
The J.J. Abrams ones?
Yeah.
They're fun. I love that first one. The first one's really entertaining.
Oh, it's so good. The other ones I don't remember anything about, which should tell you something, I think.
They're fun. The second one's okay. That third one's not bad either. I like them all.
Okay.
I mean, they're all Star Trek. Star Trek's generally always fun. It's just there's just a level of like decency that you just like don't see. Like that's really all it comes. It's just like people are just decent. That's all. It's like imagine
revolutionary.
That's
gender
literally
and race.
Right. That's the fundamental concept of Star Trek. They're like, what if people were just decent to each other in the future? And people are like, what?
What if, you know? That'd be awesome.
What if? Yeah.
So he managed to put this into every episode, and it wasn't just Star Trek Next Generation. This continued as kind of a meme within Star Trek for up until now. Like still
going on.
There are still instances of 47 all over this show, all over the spin-offs or whatever they're called, other ones. And entire websites are dedicated to them. I'll list one in the show notes that has 77 47 instances.
Can't believe it didn't have 47 instances.
I know.
It was right
just
there.
In the Next Generation, that has 77. I don't know anything about the show.
Are you able to list any of them? Are you able to tell me what they are?
Oh, yeah.
See if I remember them.
So some examples include, in the episode In Frame of Mind, River is held in Ward 47. In Birthright Part 1, Data is unconscious for 47 seconds.
No.
In True Q,
that one.
Amanda already knows she's on Deck 7, Section 4. In Relics, Scotty is 147 years old. And in the game, Ogawa says she is on level 47. And that's just 6 of the 77 instances, and they are many. Another show, I remember seeing this when I watched Lost. I remember thinking, there's 47 people on the plane that crashes. 47 people survived the plane crash in Lost. In Monsters, Inc., it says accident-free for 47 days. And in the 40-year-old Virgin, main character has 47 G.I. Joes. And these are just a few of the film references to the number 47. And people think that it has actually become this weird, self-fulfilling meme of making it the most common random number. Kind of, you know what I mean? Like
manifesting it.
Manifesting it. And we don't know if any of those were on by chance or not. but we definitely know that the Star Trek ones were on purpose by this dude. And I really love that love that. Now, does the number 47 actually appear more than others at random?
No.
No. Of course not. It does not. As Metz proposes, quote, the mystery of 47 lies not in any set of occurrences that prove 47 is a magic number, but in everyone's agreement that they do.
Yeah.
And
it's about the friends we made along the way.
Well, listen, this professor of psychology.
Listen to
me. Guys, you know anyone can start a podcast? Did you know that?
They just let you do it.
They just let you buy it.
You don't even have to you don't have to fill out like a mental health form or anything. You don't have to show like, were you a criminal beforehand? Yeah, nothing.
So professor of psychology at Pomona College, William Banks, has said that it's about bonding and how 47 is a shared secret bonding society. And, quote, this can be a secret handshake or even a mantra in meditation that only you and your meditation coach know. In fact, these bonding episodes can be shared experiences that are not secret at all. We all had the same professors or went through the same experience, said Banks. It can be anything that we as a group have in common. More than likely, having shared the same experience, no one has to remind us of it. So that kind of comes full circle for me because it literally solidified these lifelong friendships for me. Mm-hmm. And it somehow went from a college joke assignment in 1964, traveled through decades, through Star Trek,
through space, through the future,
through to the internet age, until it reached some kids in a Utah high school in 2004 who took it and ran with it to an extent that is insane and kind of worrying. And now it's on this stupid podcast a full 60 years after its origin.
Listen, our podcast isn't stupid, all right? It's mid. Get it straight.
I'm sorry. You're right.
It's on this mid podcast. It's on this mid
podcast 60 years later, and I have been participating in this for 20 of those years. And not just me, but like people in Hollywood. There's an entire society. You can go look at their archives. There's hundreds of instances. I still see 47 every day of my life.
Is this like a YouTube rabbit hole? Have you gone down this to see like people talking about how like 47 shows up everywhere and that's why like Trump's president or something like that? He's number 47.
I know. We're about to get the 47th president in January. On January 20th, my birthday. So
that's right.
Every 4 years, birthday. Man. Yeah, I'm turning 47 I'm turning 37. That's 10. No. So there's also rules as to what constitutes a 47 sighting. So if it gets too crazy, like numerology and stuff, that kind of pushes it. But it has to have the numbers 4 and 7 in it, in that order, usually. Okay. And so here's few more examples. Declaration of Independence has 47 sentences. The Legend of the 47 Ronin, 47 strings on a harp. Football team limit is 47 players. And in the Bible, Jesus does 47 miracles, which who counted those, you know?
Jesus.
That's Jesus counted them. He's like, hey guys, here's my track. My
number
track list.
36. He's like, shout it out, everybody. This is number 32. And then the crowd cheers.
Fishes and loaves.
Yay!
Sermon on the Mount. Okay, so that is my tab on the number 47 and how I deeply
coming in at just
it.
Under 47 minutes, but then we had like a whole diatribe in the middle of it.
You're right.
Okay, you ready? 5 seconds. You need to end it. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Well, thank you for that tab, minutes. Hannah. I really appreciated it.
Woo! I didn't even plan that it was going to end at 47 minutes. It's the only thing I've ever believed in for this long. Oh, shout out to Ethan and Courtney and Erica who all listen to this show because we are best friends through this amazing number. Okay?
Thank you for that. That was lovely. I enjoyed hearing about the number 47, and it was extremely difficult for me to not look around and find the number 47 around my
I forgot that you're insane.
Yeah. How did you forget that?
I don't know.
Again, this is your fault. You should know better than to give me something like that and then not expect me to immediately be like, wait, I need to investigate this. And I cannot focus until I try to find it. I
don't know.
Anyway, I'm
just so sorry.
For my own problems. It's okay.
You can. I blame me for my own problems too.
I'm just trying to find one of them.
Look at your ID card. Look at your license. Look at anything in your wallet.
ID with me when I podcast.
We got what?
I said, I don't carry my ID with me when I podcast.
I don't care about these IDs.
I don't have anything. I can't see anything. It's 47. TBD.
Okay. What if you never see one?
Never found 47 ever. I'm going to be, that sounds like my life.
Yeah,
oh my God, on my notes it says episode 47. I didn't expect that.
Well.
Okay. All right. So.
What do you have?
My tab. This is going to be a goofy one.
Oh, I am not ready for that. Oh, by the way, really quick. We would have 100% been friends in high school. Judging by that website you made with a block of...
Yeah, we would have been talking about... Like, I went to Barnes & Noble last night. Here's the notes that I figured out how to make it link to this other thing.
You would have blended right into my dumb group. Okay.
Nice. Number 47. Okay, so seeing as how this is the last episode before the Kumi tab, I was excited to find this specific story because it's kind of a nice culmination of like all the different absurd shit that we've covered.
What? Okay.
So I'm not even going to tell you where the story goes because it doesn't lead to any kind of punchline. It doesn't really matter. It's just like a silly ride. Okay. And I felt it would be fun to go on it together. But this is sort of like, it could be like a drinking game of like you take a shot every time there's a reference to another episode that we've already covered.
Oh, I'm so excited for this. Okay.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
Our story begins in the city of Eastland, Texas.
Okay.
Which sits about 2 hours west of Dallas. It's a Texas story, so take a shot.
Oh. Huh?
Do you already forget your own tab?
Yeah.
The cat that's like 170. the cat that's 47 years old.
Sorry, I did forget my... Wow, that was a dumb question. Did you already forget? Of course I forgot.
That's true. That was rhetorical.
This is going to be a miserable time for you because I'm going to just stare at you blankly. You'll be like, oh, what? What do you mean moonbat people?
As long as you're not yawning. Eastland, Texas. Eastland was founded in 1875. And within a decade, the population grew to about 500 people, which is pretty respectable. They had 3 churches, a school, a flouring mill, 2 cotton gins, and not 1, but 2 courthouses.
Oh, what? That's weird.
Yeah.
Why?
They loved court. I don't know. They loved their night court. I think it was sort of central within the county. So it just became...
3 churches and 2 courts and 1 school.
Unfortunately, the second courthouse was destroyed by fire in 1896. So a third courthouse had to be built the following year. All right?
Okay.
The building of this courthouse is what sets the events of our story into motion.
Okay.
One Eastland resident that was excited about this new courthouse was a man named Ernest Wood.
Wow.
Ernest,
good name.
Yeah.
Good name.
Ernest was a county clerk, but perhaps more interesting to you, he was also the cornet player in the town band.
Oh, the trumpet, pretty much.
Basically, yeah. I guess it's got like a warmer sound. Is what
it does, yeah.
The cornet.
So yeah, we have a cornet floating around our house. My mom played the trumpet. My grandpa played the trumpet. Anyway,
so it comes back. So Ernest, like I said, county clerk, and he also plays cornet in the town band. Unsurprisingly, a man of such talents and job stability was sure to have progeny to carry on the good Wood name. Just wanted to put good Wood in there for you.
Elijah Wood's great grandpa. I don't know. It's the only Wood I could think of.
Wood. Ernest had a 4-year-old son. His name was Will. And
Will Wood?
Will Wood. Oh, Billy Wood.
I like how Ernest and Will are both like qualities someone could have.
It's true. It's interesting. Strong will. It's very earnest. It's funny. It almost sounds made up.
Mine would be self-loathing. Hello. Yeah.
Mine would be, I don't know, insane.
Nice.
Insane Taharian.
Beautiful. Original.
So, Will, like most little kids, both then and now, and some adults, I might add.
You pointing at me?
Yes.
Okay.
He loves to play outside and chase critters.
The way you said critters sounded like an old woman from Nebraska.
This is a Texas story, don't forget.
Critters. Oh, okay.
Critters. One such critter that's prevalent throughout the Lone Star State is the horned toad. Have you ever seen one of these before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so here's some pictures of horned toads.
Whoa! That's not even a toad. It just looks like a fat lizard.
So, correct.
Oh, it's not a toad.
They are called the horned toad But it's not even a toad, but rather it is in fact a lizard.
It looks like a spiky cookie.
I think we should make spiky cookie lizard cookies.
I was thinking right now.
Yeah, seriously, me too. I was thinking it kind of looks like if a dinosaur mated with a cactus.
Yeah, and was baked in an oven at 350 degrees. And eaten by me. I'm hungry.
I was going to say, I love eating raw horned toad is delicious. They say it's not good for you and it's like it could get you sick, but I don't care. They put it in ice cream. It's fine.
I love horned toad ice cream, especially on a hot day. I will say the fact that I looked at this and thought I'm hungry really worries me. It either means I have some sort of deficiency that I haven't addressed or that I haven't eaten all day. And I think it's both. So
a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Love horned toads.
They're very prickly and they look very aggressive, but they're not. It's just like a resting bitch face. Don't worry.
I love them.
They're pretty harmless and they're fun. And you can see in the photo, they're tiny. They're not that big.
No, they're like they fit in your palm. Looks like.
Yeah, basically.
One.
I think the picture I sent you, there's like 2 or 3 that the person's holding in their hands. So
yeah.
They're not very big. So prevalent were horned toads in this area that they appear over and over again within Native American lore.
Oh, okay.
And I found some interesting bits from your hood in the Utah Natural History Museum.
Oh, yeah. We got lots
about
of
the horned toad.
Really?
Yeah. So it was part of this Native American basket exhibit. So I just pulled an excerpt. I'm just going to quote this. So it says, the horned toad is called Chei, which is grandfather. Apologies for the mispronunciation. Which is grandfather by the Navajo. Grandfather horned toad possesses great spiritual power that enabled him to triumph in a contest with lightning, an incredibly powerful force.
So hang on, take 2 drinks because this is about a lizard with a Native American connection.
Yep, exactly. Okay. So
lizard people.
One day, Lightning told Horned Toad that he had more power than him. Lightning said,
do that.
"Yeah, right. Don't taunt him.
Picking a fight with Horned Toad?
You're gonna lose, Lightning.
Don't try to eat him, okay?
He's not cooked. Hannah's already eaten half of his body.
We've already tried. Like I said, anyone can start a podcast.
I love going to the grocery store and seeing rolled up, Pillsbury horned toad.
I love when you open the can and it pops open and the toad just comes popping out.
Delicious. And you roll it into a ball and then you put little horned toads into the oven.
Smash it up. I like the texture of it. Anyway.
Fantastic. Anyway, continue. Okay. So Lightning said, if I strike 4 times, I bet I can kill you. Taking up the challenge, Horned Toad walked a short distance away and waited. Lightning struck Horned Toad 4 times, but each time Horned Toad used the spikes on his back, songs and prayers to divert the energy of destruction.
Oh.
After the 4th time, Horned Toad said to Lightning, "It's my turn."
Oh, no.
He took a position above Lightning, pointing his spiky head toward him. Horned Toad thrust his head down, sending spikes flying straight into Lightning.
The psychic beams from the mother hitting little kittens.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Did I?
Yeah. Horned Toad thrust his head down, sending spikes flying straight into Lightning. A fierce bolt of electricity splintered into a vast array of smaller strikes, which exploded wildly across the sky.
Whoa.
The Navajo call upon the great power that allowed Horned Toad to defeat Lightning by using Horned Toad's songs and prayers for protection from evil. Not super relevant to this tab. I just thought it was a cool, interesting story.
Well, also, with Utah, are Horned Toads in Utah? Is that what it's saying? Because I was saying Utah's lightning storms in the summer are some of the coolest things you'll ever see.
I don't doubt it, yeah.
It's just a hot night, and then up on the horizon, you just see lightning after lightning after lightning. It's really cool.
Literally, as I was reading this, I saw like Dragon Ball Z in my head of just like lightning strikes and then being like, yeah, and then the lightning's like fighting the toad and then the toad's just like shooting spikes.
Yep.
Anyway, I thought it was a really cool story.
That's an awesome story.
So allegedly, meaning I can't confirm this, but this is what I read a few times. Native American legend also said that horned toads could hibernate for up to 100 years. And this was part of local knowledge in the area.
What?
Yeah. And old Ernest Wood had certainly heard of this.
Oh my gosh. This is checking all my boxes.
Exactly. And on July 29th, 1897, the courthouse was finally set to open. And as part of the dedication ceremonies, several objects were to be placed in the courthouse cornerstone. A time capsule, if you will.
Okay, I see where this is going. I'm so #blessed.
Being a county clerk and cornet player in the town band meant that Ernest's presence was crucial to the event going off without a hitch. So he grabs little Will to take him to the festivities, his son.
It sounds like he's going to put his son in the time capsule. Okay, go on.
Now that morning, Will had caught a horned toad, which he named Blinky.
No, that's the best name I've ever heard.
I love it.
Blink.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have 3 eyes, but as he and Will head downtown, Ernest remembers the lore. Horned toads can hibernate for 100 years. We're filling a time capsule today. 1 + 1 =...
Oh, yeah.
And so, when they arrive at the courthouse, Ernest grabs Blinky from Will and offered him along with a note to be placed in the courthouse time capsule.
And Will's like, what the hell, Dad? that was my Blinky toad.
Traumatized, yeah. He's like, Blinky!
No!
Officials said they placed the horned frog, the note, a Bible, some booze, several newspapers, and coins in the small vault. And this poor lizard was powerless to watch as he gets buried in the coffin like the bride in Kill Bill 2.
I'm just telling you right now, if you're about to tell me that this toad is alive, let's keep going. I'm going to die.
Let's keep going, all right?
I'll perish. Okay.
So they put him in. Ernest goes back to the band, and he shreds like a 30-minute cornet solo during when the Saints come marching in or whatever they would play. And, he's just like... He puts Herbert L. Clark to shame. Everyone's cheering. It's the best. The event goes off without a hitch.
His son is still crying.
No, he and Will go home. Will's like, whatever, it's cool. I'll just catch like 30 more lizards on the way home. It doesn't even matter. Like, hundo dunzo, all good. And that's that. Eastland continues to grow over the years.
Okay.
And at one point, oil was discovered nearby and it becomes sort of a boon town. Time marches on. There's a world war. The Sykes-Picot Agreement sets up the entire Middle East to remain embroiled in conflict for the next 100 years. Mm-hmm. The word moron was coined for the first time in 1910 by psychologist Henry Goddard from the ancient Greek word moros, meaning dull.
Wow.
A bunch of other shit.
That. Linguistics. There you go. Another drink. Origins of words. You are. Look, I'm trying to like stay calm. Okay. I'm very. This is like, you know how like my brain doesn't make dopamine on its own?
Yeah.
Unless I'm finding out facts.
I'm just like giving you little like, here's...
You are giving me little bits of like dopamine I don't know how to make on my own. And it's making my entire week. Like, I don't know what to do with it. I'm uncomfortable. Just with this much happiness.
Just continue to enjoy it. Okay. So, after 30 years, it was finally time to upgrade the Eastland Courthouse.
Okay.
So, in 1928, the building was demolished to make way for a grand Art Deco courthouse, which was the style at the time.
Love Art Deco.
Which was the style at the time. We used to tie an onion to my belt.
I don't know what that is.
Simpsons is a Grandpa Simpson.
Oh, yeah. Vaguely.
Now, 30 years is a long time, and everyone had all but forgotten about Blinky. Except, of course, for Ernest. Because, after all, this was his experiment.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they started to tear down the courthouse, somehow he was interviewed. I don't know if he went out of his way to find them or he was just randomly interviewed, but he told the local newspaper about it.
Well, if they were doing that, I'd be there. I'd be there every day. Be like, Are you gonna open the time capsule?
You can open this up.
Hello.
So he tells the local newspaper about it, and because humans are literally the same idiots we've always been and always will be, everyone becomes obsessed.
Yeah, of course.
Boyce Houst, who was the editor of the Eastland Argus Tribune, passed the story along to news agencies, and by noon on February 18th, a crowd reportedly between 1,000 and 3,000 people surrounded the courthouse.
Just because of this toad?
Eager to lay eyes on the resurrection of God's only toad son who had hibernated for their sins.
Look. Through God, all things are possible.
So jot that down.
Jot that down. Also, there's a Bible in there. By the power of God, that tortoise? What's it called? Toad survived. I am fully religious now.
It was like Easter, but times 30. Let's just say times 47, but I was going to say 30 because it had been 30 years.
I don't know. I like 47 better, but yeah.
Ed Pritchard, the county judge, officiated over the cornerstone opening, and to make sure there wasn't any funny business, they asked a local Methodist pastor to oversee the whole thing.
Trustworthy, yeah, for sure.
Workers cleared the cornerstone and removed the metal sheet covering the small cavity. There lied the time capsule, which was promptly opened.
Okay.
Same as the day they sealed it, inside was a Bible, some booze, several newspapers and coins, and as well as our toad and savior, Blinky Christ.
Okay. Did he have the marks on his hands?
He did, yeah. He had the stigmata. Now, upon first inspection, Blinky looked predictably dead.
Yeah.
So, they pulled him out to examine further. He was dusty and flat. His horns worn down from friction.
Friction.
And for a moment, everyone in the crowd held their breaths, hoping that just maybe, just this one time, God would give them a miracle to latch onto as a treat.
As a little treat.
Want to know what happened next?
I don't know if I want to know. Did he come alive?
And after a few moments,
no.
Against all odds, Blinky moved.
What? 30 years?
Judge Pritchard raised the reptile high.
I literally screamed into the microphone. I love Blinky.
Judge Pritchard raised him high, yelling, "He's alive!" Like he was Dr. Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
And the crowd goes ape shit.
Of course they do.
They all just lost their minds. This is like 3,000 people.
Cheering for a toad.
Cheering for the toad. They got so riled up that apparently some people were pushing children out of the way in order to see Blinky up close.
I mean,
some idiots were trying to grab him.
Don't touch Blinky.
Yeah, it was a madhouse. It was just total chaos.
This is like Jesus.
Exactly. They all wanted to.
He came out of there and everyone's like, "Let me touch your feet." And, yeah.
Blinky becomes an instant celebrity and it gets the attention of Texas Christian University.
Okay.
So TCU sends a biology team to examine Blinky. An X-ray revealed a broken leg and his horns and spikes were worn down, possibly from trying to escape the box.
Oh.
His mouth and his eyes appeared like they were sealed shut, but it was still hibernation season. So otherwise, he was healthy.
Whoa.
There were cries of foul play that went all the way to the top.
This frog was swapped out. Last minute swapped out, right?
Yep, they accused the county judge and reverend working together behind the scenes to stage a hoax just like the moon landing by swapping out the dead lizard for a live one. But people were like, dude, it's February. Horned toads aren't even out at this time of year.
Yeah, where would you get one?
Exactly. They were like, if you can find a horned toad right now, by all means. But clearly, it was the Bible that kept him alive, so jot that down.
Jot that down.
Now, at this point in the story, like most celebrities, Blinky felt like he had to change his name, probably because Blinky sounded too Jewish for American mainstream audiences.
Too German at that time. If you were German, you're at it there.
Oh, no, it's funny. So everyone started to call him Old Rip.
What?
After the famous Washington Irving short story Rip Van Winkle about a dude who gets drunk and falls asleep for 20 years and misses the American Revolution.
Okay.
So Blinky becomes Old Rip.
No, I'm not calling him that. I'm dead naming Blinky. Okay?
So Old Rip was a certified viral sensation. People were doing Passion of the Toad TikTok dances. He's doing like 3-hour interviews with Joe Rogan. And he was even seen leaving a famous nightclub holding hands with Taylor Swift.
What about Travis Kelce? Was he okay with that? Probably.
Probably. He knew. He knew what Old Rip was putting down.
Open relationship. That's all Hollywood is, right?
Yep. And the next thing you know, old Rip's got to go on tour because that's the only way you make money these days. Streaming deals are just killing artists. Got to go on tour.
You gotta go town to town.
And who does he hire to be his tour manager?
Who? It's Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, right? Our little boy from before, old Will Wood, who is now a middle-aged man.
Oh.
The man who discovered him.
Will takes him around?
Will takes him around. And everywhere he went, fans mobbed him.
Women love this.
Threw panties at them.
Which were like full-on bloomers and like long.
Full-on, yeah. They were like long. Yeah, exactly. Even, this is true, President Calvin Coolidge broke several previous White House engagements to meet him.
What? Now we're in the White House? I love this. I love this. I love everything about this.
Influence.
I love
this.
He
apparently was like...
I'm so happy right now.
Apparently, Calvin Coolidge was like me at the Musée Mécanique, and he was like, I don't really want to touch anything, but he did rub his glasses against his back, which is a weird detail that kept coming up in stories.
Calvin Coolidge, do something less weird. You're already in a weird scenario. Nothing else can like top it, so just do something less weird.
I don't know, man.
Rub your glasses. What the? Okay, I'm getting hung up on a detail I don't care about. I should not care about.
Old Rip was written about in the New York Times, in the prestigious journal Science, in a print run of 16,000 Old Rip postcards sold out. And I know what you're thinking. I've already tried to find it on eBay and I couldn't find one.
That was the first thing I thought of.
I know. Same thing as I thought. If anybody out there has access to a Old Rip postcard from 1928, let us know. We'd love to even see it.
Send us a picture. Or if you have Old Rip,
if you have Old Rip, let him know. But not everybody was happy about the Eras 28 tour.
Eras 1928. Yeah, he is not a very good example for our daughters wearing all those immodest like body suits.
No, that wasn't the problem. Old Rip had been a big attraction in Eastland, but visitors to the city were disappointed to learn he was playing the main stage in downtown Dallas. So all these people were coming to Eastland to see him. Remember, this is 1928.
He's not Jenny from the block anymore.
Exactly. He's not there. He's too big. Or I should say, Will's the one that's taking him around. People are like, what the shit? This was bad for business in the city of Eastland.
They were an oil town, and for how much longer can you keep that up? You got to have some toad
diversify
money.
Your portfolio. You got to make sure that you're having multiple income streams.
Yeah.
You got to get a podcast. You got to sell books. You got to do stickers. You got to sell merch. You got to have a Patreon.
Yeah.
You got to
sweatshirt drops, whatever.
Sweatshirt drops, everything. Anything you got to do to stay alive. So this is my favorite. So the residents of Eastland demanded Old Rip be returned, claiming he was city property.
What? Okay.
And someone in the courthouse agreed. Will Wood and Old Rip were hit with a lawsuit for an alleged breach of contract in Dallas, with damages accumulating to over $6,000, which in today's money is more than $100,000.
Oh, we're so stupid as a species. We're so stupid. Wait.
And now, this is my favorite part of the entire story.
Okay.
Old Rip was seized by authorities in Dallas and ended up in a county jail before being extradited back to Eastland.
Why was he in a jail? Is that real?
Yes.
They put him in jail?
I don't know if it was
put
like
him in a box.
Yeah, I think they just took him to the jail. But I like to think that he got arrested and then extradited, like the Joker in The Dark Knight, being transferred in some giant truck,
glass cube.
Or actually, not the Joker. Sorry, Harvey Dent. But yes, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where the Joker tries to break him out. Anyway.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, literally got arrested. I'm sorry. He was seized by authorities in Dallas.
Tiny little handcuffs.
Yeah.
His lawyer puts his hand under a coat as he walks into the courthouse.
Little do they know he's made of lizard dough, so he could just put it back out and reshape himself.
Easy.
So they take him back to Eastland. There, he spent his days in a fishbowl with some sand and eating red ants. He had a good life.
That is nice.
Tragically.
No.
On January 19th, 1929, just 11 months after his resurrection, Old Rip died of pneumonia.
Okay, it's not funny.
He was 31 years old.
This is what happens when you have like child actors and sending them around and having them be in movies. They're gonna overtime everybody. That's not funny.
Famous too quickly.
Famous too fast. The fall is Hard.
Falls hard. And much like you and I, the city of Eastland was devastated.
Yeah.
Their mascot was taken too soon. So old Rip was embalmed and his little body was placed in a velvet casket in the lobby of the new Eastland courthouse. You ready for this?
You sent me a picture?
Oh, yeah.
I've never been more ready for anything. Oh no! Oh, why did he have to die? Oh, why?
Why?
The sweet prince. Why? He looks alive.
He does. He looks like he's just sleeping. Who is it? Lenin that's encased in glass?
You can go look at him.
Yeah, that's like what it is.
He's Lenin. He's Texas's Lenin.
He's Texas's Lenin.
Rest, rip in peace. How about that?
Yeah.
Rip
in peace.
Rip.
There's even this little shrine that was like outside the courthouse.
No.
It's a little monument.
He has a little monument. Look
it says
at that.
Old Rip.
In monument for Old Rip.
And then also
I love the idea that an archaeologist in like 1,000 years would find this and be like, they worshipped this frog.
Who wasn't even a toad or a frog.
Oh,
that's the cornerstone that they pulled him out of it.
Oh, I see. There's a mason symbol on it because.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to send you this. This is the picture when this is the recreation, by the way, of when they pulled him out of the tomb, out of the time capsule. They staged it for the press.
I cannot wait to make that a sticker on the Instagram reel of that guy just holding Old Rip by his legs. Oh, wow.
The city of Eastland began hosting annual events in Old Rip's honor. There was Old Rip Day, the Horned Toad Derby, Rip's Ribs Cook-Off, and a citywide party named Rip Fest that continues to this day. There's a website.
My first instinct was to reach out and grab you and say, "We're going to that. We're going to Rip Fest."
Local dignitaries and school children recited the Old Rip Oath, vowing to, quote, perpetuate the truth of Old Rip, so help me God.
Okay, calm.
It's a huge part of the local culture and charm of Eastland, and everybody lived happily ever after.
Except for Rip.
Or did they?
No.
Post-credit sequence.
No.
This is the real. This is your favorite. This is going to be your favorite part. I promise. I saved the best for last. In 1973, the unthinkable happened. Old Rip's remains went missing.
Where did they go?
And rather than try and explain this myself, I just took an excerpt from TexasHillCountry.com because I just thought it was the best. The writing goes, quote.
You can't even get through it. You can't even get through it.
A ransom note indicated that the thief who stole the horned toad felt remorse for his part in a hoax conspiracy.
Who is John A. Ramsey?
This is 40 years later, by the way. He wanted to go public with his confession that he'd helped create the myth that the horned toad had survived entombment.
Wait, no.
The kidnapper alleged that a live horned toad was switched out with the very much deceased original Blinky. The kidnapper demanded that his accomplices come forward and confess to taking part in the hoax. When no accomplices came forward, the defeated kidnapper sent word that Old Rip could be found at the county fairgrounds, where officials later retrieved a dead horned toad in Old Rip's original coffin.
You gotta give me a minute. You gotta give me a minute. It's just, ooh, is this what happiness feels like? I feel great. Wait, I can't. I want to see this so bad of them just like a chase, like a crime solving movie, and they're like,
it's like Gone Girl.
Exactly. Everyone go to the county fairgrounds, and there's Old Rip.
It's a hardened detective just being like, yeah, I've been hired to find Old Rip.
Nothing gets away from me, even a dead toad. No, I want this as a movie, but done. 100% seriously.
Real, yeah, 100%
like,
seriously.
I don't want even a hint of a joke. I want this.
Many people claim that toad appeared to be better preserved and was perhaps an imposter. So, the mysteries surrounding Old Rip continue to this day.
No, wait, what? Really?
It's just conspiracy upon conspiracy upon conspiracy.
I think that Old Rip is going to return in our time when we need him most, like King Arthur.
I agree.
And
he's going to come back.
He's going to come back, and he'll save us from ourselves.
one last fun fact.
Okay.
You're probably wondering, how come I never heard of this before? I never even knew what any of this was.
Please don't tell me you made this up.
No, I didn't make it up. No, this definitely all happened. In reality, you might have actually known about this because legendary Warner Brothers animators Chuck Jones and Tex Avery were from Texas. They immortalized Old Rip as the cartoon character Michigan J. Frog. Do you remember the frog? Mm-hmm. Who just, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
It's just all fitting into place.
Who had been freed, like Rip from a cornerstone.
What? Look, I don't know how to handle emotions, good or bad. You've made my week.
Good. It's also based on a Cary Grant movie called Once Upon a Time about a dancing caterpillar that did not hold my attention long enough to even go further. But I just thought I'd shout that out. I did try watching it. It was fine. I love Cary Grant, but it was like, That's
an iconic frog. That cartoon.
Yep. Parodied many times. Anyway, that's the story of Old Rip. Obviously,
unbelievable.
I don't think that lizards can live for 30 years in hibernation, and it doesn't matter. I was actually thinking this as you were telling me about your tab about everybody kind of rallying around the number 47 because it gives them a purpose. It's the same thing that I've been talking about for so many episodes where this is why I love cryptids. This is why I love lore around a specific town or city or whatever.
It unites us.
It unites them. It's the story is what unites them. It doesn't matter if that thing lived for 30 years. All that matters is that everybody in this town were it lived for 30 years, and that's just a fun, weird thing that we have. And it's
and we have a casket for it, and we have a memorial for it. It's beautiful. Old Rip is beautiful.
Old Rip's great.
I thought here's the thing, because I know that there's that snail that was brought back from hibernation after 50 years. I was reading.
I saw something about this. Yeah.
And so I know that it can happen. And so I was like, maybe this is one of those times. But whatever happened is all that matters is that Old Rip is in my heart.
Me too. And that
I love him.
Is the story of Old Rip.
So
if you're ever in Eastland, Texas, go check it out. Go pay your shout outs, pay your respects.
Genuinely, thank you for that story. That was just delightful. I loved everything about that.
How wasted is everybody playing the drinking game with it? There was did you see what I'm saying though? It's many of the stuff we've talked about all were in the same story. I was like, this is crazy.
What else? What else did you notice?
Time capsule. Insane. Hold on, let me go. I just closed the window.
Presidential weirdness.
Presidential weirdness, going on tour around that time.
Stupid laws. Yeah,
stupid laws, World War I stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Texas,
animals that lived way too long.
Happy birthday, Jonathan, by the way. Did you know it's today's his birthday?
Yes, I did see that
today. Actually. Happy 193rd birthday, Jonathan the tortoise. I hope you are living the gayest, most beautiful tortoise life you can.
You're polyculing it up. I also think I did find some newspaper articles. There was a decent amount of stuff that was available. So this one, read the headline to this.
Eastland folk up in arms because their famous frog has been taken to Dallas.
Not a frog.
It's a toad.
Not even called a frog. It's still not a toad, but at least it's called a toad.
It's a lizard. Because their famous frog.
This is funny too.
This says... Okay, just a sec. Rip enmeshed in lawsuit. Famous horned frog exhibited, seized and replevied?
Probably, something like that.
I is enmeshed in lawsuit. And this one says, Coolidge sees famous horned toad of Texas.
This is a weird ticket for a memorial service.
Not in memory ticket. Old Rip. Oh, August 12th, 1950.
This is years later. But here's my favorite. This is the logo for RipFest 2024. And it's awesome.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Do they sell shirts?
You know, I didn't see any on the website. I didn't think to look because I was doing research. But
I would wear
this. I agree.
They made him real buff and real Texan.
It's awesome. He's got the cowboy boots and the Texas belt on.
That is a terribly designed logo. I love it. Wow, so old Rip. Okay, we need to go to RipFest.
We need to go to RipFest, I agree.
After we go to the bog snorkeling. And
there's so many things to go to. This is definitely one that's going to go on 500 open roads.
Oh, for sure. We haven't updated in 4 months.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this and you're either from Eastland or you know somebody from Eastland, or you have anything to add in terms of the lore or like fun facts or even like cool pictures or like a postcard image or whatever, please send it to us, 500opentabs@gmail.com. We'd love to see it and have any follow-ups about this. It would be super cool to see more.
I'm not exaggerating when I say that I truly love old Rip.
Yeah,
I love him.
He's great. Yeah. Anyway, that's my tab. That's old Rip.
Thank you.
Sure.
Rip in peace.
Rip in peace. Rip. And now it's finally time to go ahead and close our tabbies.
How are we going to close them? 47 has nothing. How about something with... we could seal them in a vault. We could seal them in like a sound of a stone moving. And it also sounds like the stone that's moving from Jesus' tomb.
Love it. All right. You want to count us down?
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Close them. Boom. Boom.
Goodbye.
Boom.
Speaking of 90s internet.
Yeah. Goodbye. That was good. That's good.
Anyway, listener emails. Frisbees. Sorry. Oh yeah, but there are so many of them. Oh, Speaking of landfill.
Landfill is probably just those AOL.
All AOL 100 hours free discs.
All right.
All right, you're up first.
Okay. This is from Elena. Hi, Kava and Hannah. This isn't really a tab. Just wanted to add to the subject of Phantom Islands with the most famous one I know, Monpresem. It's a fictional island that was chosen by Italian writer Emilio Salgari as the base of operations for the pirate Sandakan, aka the Tiger of Monpresem, the protagonist of his famous series of adventure novels. In the books, Monpresem is located off the coast of Borneo, near Labuan, which is a real island. But Salgari didn't invent it. While I was working in a museum here in Rome, I was tasked with looking for material to use in an exhibition on Sandakan and found one of his possible sources, a book from an Italian explorer with Monpresem on the map. Having never traveled outside Italy, he used books from libraries to research his stories, including accounts by numerous travelers. He sometimes lifted entire passages of their descriptions and based Sandakan's nemesis, James Brooke, on the real James Brooke, the first white Raja, which I went to look at that page and Despite the success of his stories, Salgari didn't make much money and was forced to write 3 pages a day to keep his family afloat. His wife Ida ended up in an asylum. He committed suicide. His daughter Fatima died of tuberculosis. His son Romero and Omar also killed themselves. Dude, Elena, I did not read this far. I was just excited about the map. His son Nadir died in an accident. His grandson killed an old lady.
Man.
Either the whole family was cursed or mental illness is genetic. Mental illness is the curse. That's what that is. Also, nerd parents naming children after their passions is not a new phenomenon. Thank you for letting me info dump at you and keep up the good work on the podcast, Elena. So that was a fun island a fake island that he stole for a book that never existed in either. So
nice.
Your turn.
Thank you, Elena. So email number 2 is from Jess. Jess writes, Hello, Kava and Hannah. My name is Jess, and I'm writing from the Albany, New York area. I was listening to the first episode of the podcast, Ace's Space, today, and they started talking about people who live at Disneyland.
What?
Apart from a couple who was given a house by Disney on the property after working with them as Imagineers, some residents of the park have snuck in and spent the night uninvited.
Wow.
There are even forums where prospective visitors discuss the best places to hide and stay there. It reminded me of the episode where Hannah talked about people who slept at airports like O'Hare for extended periods of time. Another surprising thing about Disney that the Aces brought up in this episode was the fact that they had never seen trash being taken out of the premises while they were there. Interestingly enough, Disney has a tunnel system that they use for many operations at the park, but also for moving out waste without being in the view of public. I know how you all love stories about tunnels, so I had to share this with you. There's apparently a ton of stuff that goes on after hours, including a bunch of wildcats coming out to hunt mice and such, cleaning up, quote unquote, the property. I think y'all will find this intriguing as well. Loved your pod since day one. Keep up the awesome episodes, Jess. Thank you, Jess. Did you already know about this? The underground trash tunnels?
I knew about,
trash
here's how I knew about the underground trash tunnels is because I worked at a water park as a janitor, and my supervisor had once worked at Disneyland as the head janitor. And it was like she'd always talk about it like it was Nom. She'd be like, well, at Disney we did this. We did at Disney this is how it went. And so she'd pull out the stuff they put on the pavement when there's blood on the road from an accident. And she'd have us pour it on the puke at the top of the slide tower and be like, at Disney this worked great when the kids would puke. Anyway, she told us all about the tunnels and how it was way easier to just take the trash underground. And then, I follow the account Disneyland Cats, and it's just people documenting these cats that are killing the mice.
That's awesome.
I wish they'd kill the Bane mouse.
Maybe one day they will.
Thanks, Jess.
Thank you, Jess. If you also are listening and you have an email that you'd like to submit to us, please go ahead and send it to 500opentabs@gmail.com. That's 500. Give us a link of something interesting you learned. Let us know with a quick blurb about it, and then tell us where you're from.
Yeah. And if you want to follow us, you can follow us at 500 Open Tabs on Instagram and Blue Sky. And you can also follow us on YouTube, where you get to see lots of fun pictures that we talk about. Subscribe. I would even say subscribe, even if you only go there every once in a while.
Just do it.
Just do it. And if you want to, we do put a lot of work into this, and we do it out of love for it. But if you did want to, support us financially, there's always the Patreon, and there's a ton of, it's a good deal. $3 a month, you get a bunch of extra footage, cut scenes, drops, like you get first pit, like you're made aware of things first, and stuff like screaming. That. Lots of screaming
and yelling. Yeah. And of course the Discord, please go ahead and join that. Yeah. Things popping off. I think that's basically it for this week, right? Yep. That is going to be it for research. Next week we get to just be goofy idiots as opposed to now where we're like calm intellectuals.
I didn't just fangirl over a dead horned toad for half an hour. Next week it's going to be way different.
Next week at long last is going to be our Kumatab episode, which is where we take Go ahead, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say we should tell them what about it for new listeners if they started and are going back, but we go for it.
No, go ahead. You should explain what it is, because I still don't know what it is. I just show up.
Yeah, it's something I do where I take characters and actual people from our tabs that we cover, and I put them in pretty much like a battle arena, and they fight each other, and I'd randomly choose them out of like a hat, and then I choose the arena, and I choose like the random drops that'll happen, and we create a fight, and then we argue about who would win. And then we reach points where we don't know who would win, and so we just are like, should we cut this out? And we talk for like 20 minutes when we don't need to, and we cut it all out. But in the end, it always ends up, and it's absurd. It's out of control. So,
it's gonna be
but
fun.
It's real fun. And then the winner of last Kumatab was the Michelin Man, because we realized he is kind of indestructible, and so we're gonna, at the end of this one, we're gonna see if the winner of this one can beat the Michelin Man.
Yeah, how does that work? Does the Michelin Man doesn't start off in this? He just hangs out in the championship area.
He hangs out in the championship area. So that's we're excited. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
I'm very excited. Thank you in advance for all the work that you got to do to make that happen. It's going to be fun. It's one of the only episode I get to just show up and be like, "Hey, I'm here. What are we doing?"
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Feels nice to do that.
Thank you to Alyssa, of course.
Alyssa.
Putting everything together. Thank you to everyone who listens and continues.
You can follow Alyssa too. She's an artist.
Yeah. Steamboat Lissy.
Yep.
Go give her a follow. But I guess that's it. We're gonna go, and we'll be back next week with the Kumatab. So in the meantime, keep it Josie, everybody.
Keep it
stay
Josie.
Stay warm, stay cool. We should probably I feel like we should come up with an old rip. An old rip sign off would be fun. Rip.
Rip.
Rip. Oh, rip your pants.
And 47. I don't know.
Yeah, 47. Old Rip 47. I don't know. Keep it Rip Josie 47. This is devolving. I'm going to end.
We're ending it. It always devolves. We panic and we spiral.
That's honestly what it is.
And then
every
Alyssa
episode,
puts the music in, and we slowly fade off while talking about nonsense. And this is what's going to happen this time.
Brains as we're doing
it. I did. I was like, someone needs to music me off of here. So bye. Bye.
Bye.